Hello everyone, and welcome back to Secrets Behind the Stars. I'm thrilled you're here, because today we're unpacking a feeling that keeps trending in our hearts and our timelines: love. Not the quiet kind that slips by unnoticed, but the kind that makes you believe one promise could change your entire life. You saw the title. You felt that pull. Her love will give me everything. It sounds dramatic, maybe even reckless. But if you've followed the story, the chemistry, the whispers surrounding Halil Ibrahim Ceyhan and Sıla Turkoğlu, you know why we have to talk about it. Before we dive in, a quick invitation. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe to Secrets Behind the Stars and turn on notifications. It's free, it supports the channel more than you know, and it keeps you close to the moments that make showbiz pulse. Thank you for being part of this community. Now, to that sentence, her love will give me everything. Where does it come from? A lyric, a confession, a fan fantasy? In the universe of Turkish entertainment, where scripts glow with passion and the lines between on-screen and off-screen blur, the phrase takes on a life of its own. With Halil Ibrahim Ceyhan and Sıla Turkoğlu, it doesn't feel like a line you hear once and forget. It feels like a spotlight. It's the heartbeat behind their scenes, the echo in interviews where words are careful but eyes reveal what words won't risk. It's the idea fans project onto them, and the energy they accidentally, or deliberately, reflect back. Think about what it really means. To say her love will give me everything isn't about possession. It's surrender with intention. It's the belief that one person's devotion can anchor your world without drowning who you are. For anyone, and especially for two people living inside the constant thrum of cameras, that promise is both a haven and a test. To give your all in a relationship demands more than a headline ever shows: consistency, fierce loyalty, patience that holds when applause fades, and the courage to be seen in the most fragile moments. Imagine their rhythm. Long days on set, lines to rehearse, the pressure to look flawless even when life is messy. In those cracks between takes, someone brings coffee just the way the other likes it. Someone makes a joke to cut the tension. Someone checks if the other slept well, even when neither did. Grand gestures get the likes, but it's the quiet ones, the protective silence, the look that grounds you, the refusal to let stress harden the heart, that actually say, I am here. I chose you. I keep choosing you. And still, there's a question humming under the skin of that sentence. If I say her love will give me everything, am I asking too much? Am I asking love to be a cure-all? Because we know the danger. Perfect photos on social media, immaculate statements in glossy magazines, and the myth that someone else can fill every space inside you. Halil and Sıla understand the spotlight's glare. One glance, one gesture, one shared joke, and suddenly 1,000 voices decide what those moments mean. But what do they mean to the two people who actually live them? This is where the balance comes in. True, generous love doesn't erase identity. It amplifies it. It says, I want you to be more yourself, not less. The generosity of that love shows up in time, protecting it and gifting it back. It shows up in attention, listening with intent when the world is noisy. It shows up in support, lending strength without taking control. It shows up in trust, choosing the person you know, not the rumor of them. For a couple like Halil and Sıla, who are endlessly watched, each of these choices happens in the open, even when they try to keep them private. There's also the unglamorous part: repair. The courage to say, I messed up. The grace to answer, I hear you, let's learn from it. That is love giving its all. Not a fairy tale, but a practice. It's accepting imperfections and celebrating growth. It's knowing that devotion doesn't mean sameness, it means two people expanding in sync. But what happens when we expect love to do everything? When we treat it like a destination rather than a journey? That's where the trap hides. Even Halil and Sıla, with the rare connection fans swear they can feel through the screen, cannot make love carry burdens that belong to healing, or to personal growth. A love that gives everything still needs two complete people who choose each other daily. Without that, the phrase becomes a weight instead of a promise. And yet, we can't ignore the magnetism. The idea that her love will give me everything has the rhythm of destiny, the kind that sweeps through a set and turns dialogue into confession. We've seen moments where a glance lingers too long to be only performance, where a laugh feels unplanned, where the body relaxes in the presence of someone trusted. In those details, fans read a story, a slow-blooming bond that stayed steady through long months, intense schedules, and the peculiar intimacy of storytelling together. Whether their connection is named or nameless, it is built on something recognizable: care. Let's talk about the real work behind such care. Emotional opening, to let someone see the joy and the fear, the pride and the doubt. Time, not just being together, but being fully present. Support, cheering the career wins and staying during the moments when confidence thins. Generosity, giving without keeping score. Fidelity, choosing loyalty as the foundation, not the bonus. These aren't grand declarations, they're daily acts. For Halil and Sıla, this might look like protecting each other's quiet on tough days, keeping private what the world tries to take, and making space for the person behind the persona. And because we're honest here, we have to say it, the cameras complicate everything. Social media edits lives into highlight reels. Fans build narratives that feel almost real because they're crafted out of tiny truths. The fairy tale illusion is intoxicating. The expectation that love should fix it all is heavy. But reality, even for stars, is meticulous and human. It's built, not discovered, fully formed. So how do we aim for the beauty without getting trapped by the myth? First, by giving as much as we hope to receive. If we expect a partner's love to be vast, our own must be equally brave. Second, by speaking plainly. Halil and Sıla know the cost of misinterpretation. Clarity is compassion. Third, acceptance. Seeing flaws and choosing the person anyway. Fourth, co-creation, making a life that holds both of you, not one folded into the other. And finally, self-respect and self-care. Because if love is to give you everything, you must arrive with something to share, an inner life, a purpose, a sense of worth that doesn't disappear when applause fades. When we bring this back to Halil Ibrahim Ceyhan and Sıla Türkoğlu, we don't need to fabricate fairy dust. Their public image already carries a quiet kind of intensity. They're careful with words, gentle with presence, and disarmingly sincere when they discuss craft and boundaries. If you imagine that sentence, "Her love will give me everything," threading through their world, you see it not as a shortcut, but as a vow to show up, to listen, to protect, to grow. Not a promise that life will be easy, but a promise that love will be active. If you've ever watched them share a frame and thought you were witnessing more than performance, you're connecting with the core of this idea. It's the sensation that the right person doesn't complete you so much as they steady you, invite you, remind you. It's the feeling that when the set quiets and the lights dim, someone remains, someone who knows the real you, and isn't afraid of the shadows. That's what everything means here, not trophies and triumphs, but continuity. So, to gather the threads, the phrase we started with is powerful because it implies totality. We unpacked what totality looks like: emotions shared without armor, time protected like a secret, empathy that makes room for storm and sun, loyalty that doesn't perform, and generosity that doesn't track returns. We challenged the fantasy that one love can redeem all things. Instead, it can illuminate the path while you keep walking it. We acknowledged how public narratives sculpt private expectations, and we chose to seek the truth underneath: two people, choosing. And now, a question for you. When you think about love that gives everything, do you envision dramatic gestures, or the quiet rituals that build a life? Do you see yourself asking for more than you're willing to give, or do you feel ready to match the promise you hope to receive? Maybe that's the secret Halil and Sıla model without scripting it. The elegance of effort, the poise of patience, the courage to be ordinary together in an extraordinary world. If this conversation stirred something in you, tell us. What does everything mean to you? What would you be willing to offer, and what would you protect? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read them, I learn from them, and they shape what we explore next. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it with someone who needs a gentle reminder about real love, and subscribe to Secrets Behind the Stars. Your support keeps this channel alive and lets us keep telling the stories that matter. Thank you for staying with me to the very end. Take care of your heart, take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next one.